Hello, this is Dr. Behrang Askarian. I am an associate professor at Washington State University. I am also a licensed professional engineer at PE in the state of Washington, and my area of expertise is thermal fluids. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can plot a property plot, a TS diagram specifically, in EES, Engineering Equation Solver, when you can get your data from an array table. So before watching this video, I encourage you to watch the link that I provided in the subscription, because this is a code, the EES code that I have that solved their simple ideal ranking cycle, and that's where the data comes from. So if you don't know where data comes from, you might be wondering, okay, what is this? What this is? So I encourage you to watch that video first. How I got this data, this is the same code that I used in that video, and then I got the data. So it solved a simple ideal ranking cycle. So I have all the points, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the T values and the S values. And I have them in the array table. And based on that, I just want to plot it. Let's say you already have watched that one, then you're good to go. Let's just do it. And before I do that, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel because I try to upload one video a day in the area of heat transfer, fluid mechanics, thermodynamics, and things like that. All right, let's take a look at our EES code, the one that we use to solve an ideal simple ranking cycle. So this is that code. This is the code, we solved it, and we ran it, and everything worked, and we found the efficiency of the cycle to be 26%, everything, and we have all the data points in the array table for all 4 states. So I have 4 states in the ideal simple ranking cycle. I want to actually plot the TS diagram, just like the way it looks in like thermodynamics books. I like to see it that way, the beautiful TS diagram, the property plot. All right, so this is the process you go through. First, you have to have your data. So you solve the problem, and now you have your data points. After you have your data points, you can create a TS diagram. So in the Rankine cycle, our working fluid was steam, right? So what you do is you go to plots first, and then you go to property plot, because you want to see the saturation dome in this problem. Again, I encourage you to watch the previous video before watching this, so you know what's going on. So you go to property plot, you choose the fluid that you are interested in. The fluid that was the working fluid for this cycle was steam. So the steam is there. What plot do you want? TS, PV, I don't know, pH, whatever. I want TS diagram. Okay, I want TS diagram. Real fluid, yes. I'm not going to treat steam as an ideal gas, or unless there is that model for EES available. Then, so this part is done pretty much. I picked the fluid and I picked the type of the graph that I want to have. So if you remember from this graph, if you take a look here, we had, because it's a simple ideal ranking cycle, we had 2 pressure levels. We had 75 kPa when we had 3 megapascals, these 2. So I want to show these pressure lines on the graph. So I come here, I only pick 2 of these. I don't want to have like 500 pressure lines. I want 2. And since my unit system is kPa, so everything needs to be typed in kPa. So I want 75 and I want 3,000. I want these 2, okay? And I don't want to show any constant, specific volume lines, so I just exclude all of them. I don't want any of those, like this. So this is going to give me basically the pressure lines and the TS diagram and the saturation dome for steam, water, basically. Steam and water for EES are the same thing. Everything looks good, 75, 3,000, TS diagram, steam. So I'm just going to click OK. Let's see what happens. You click OK, you get a graph. So this is your graph, and but the 4 points in the ideal ranking cycle are not there, so we're going to add them. First, I got the property plot, the saturation dome, and 2 pressure lines. Everything looks okay. Now here's the next step. Next step is you go back to plots, and then now there are more options available. Overlay plot. You're going to pick this one. All right, overlay plot. Overlay plot looks for a table. You can have parametric tables, you can have array tables. In this problem, I have only 1 array table. So this is where the data is coming from, basically. So it looks at that array table that I had, that had all the T and S and enthalpy values. And it had 4 states, rows 1 to 4. And I'm going to tell it, I can generate anything I want. I can put like H on the x-axis and P on the y-axis if I want to. But that's not what I want. I want to have TS diagram. So I want S on the x-axis for every state, and I want T on the y-axis so I can have a TS diagram. And then I can pick like the color for the lines and everything. You can do black, you can do, I do red, I like red. And so I'm gonna use this as a symbol. If you do line, it's gonna connect these lines, connect these states with a line, which I don't want. I'll tell you later why I don't want that, because you'll see why. So let's say this is what I have. The data comes from the array table. So it's going to give me 4 points, only 4 points. It's not going to connect them. It's 4 points on the plot. Let's see how that works. Looks okay. I got 4 points. Oh, but these points are, really small. Let's make them bigger. You look at one of these points and you double click on it. You double click on it, this thing shows up, this window shows up. Again, here you can play with the size and you can make the size a little bit bigger. So it looks nicer and bigger. So you can actually, see what the state is. All right, this is nicer. I like that. And that's it. So I, picked the same, it looks good. Now, next thing is, okay, I want to add some text to this to show state 1, state 2, state 3, state 4. Let's go back to our states. Let's take a look at this. If you look at the state, you can see state 1 and state 2, 91.76 Celsius to 91.94 Celsius. Because this pressurizing the saturated liquid happened in the compressed liquid area, it doesn't change the temp. It increases the pressure of water from 75 kPa to 3 megapascals, but it does not change the temperature of water from 91.76 to by much. It's like pretty much on the graph, 0.1 and 0.2 are going to fall on top of each other. That's what's going to happen. That's why I saw only 3 dots on the graph, because 1 and 2 pretty much are on top of each other. Yes, the pressure is different, but it happened in this compressed liquid area. That's why you compress the liquid, but the temperature didn't change by much. So let's go back to our graph. If we can bring it back, I guess this should bring us back. Oh, no. So how do I bring that back now? Let's do this. All right. Now this brings it back. Now I have the graph again. Now I'm going to type a text on it. So you click on this. There is linked text at the bottom of this window. Linked text. So this is what I did. I'm going to do one more time. There's this text button here, add text. There's this window that shows up. And it says, do you want to link the text, whatever text you type here, to anything, to a data point? And I do want that. I want to show 1, 2, 3, 4. So it shows you that there's a saturated liquid line, saturated vapor line, pressure lines. You want to attach the text to any of these? I don't want any of this. I already have the labels for the pressure line. I want the array table for all the where all the data points are. Okay, so this is how it works. It's going to link it to the array table. All right, the points from the array table. And what do I want? Point number 1 is this point, but point number 1 is also point number 2. So I'm going to cheat here. I'm going to just type 1, 2, because both of them are on top of each other. Then apply. You see that? You see what happened? All right, beautiful. Now, point 2, you can go to point 2. At point 2 is point 1, so I already wrote the text for it. I go to point 3, I type 3 here, and then I do apply. Apply, I got this thing here. Beautiful. Now, what's next? Point 4, state 4, the steam after the turbine basically entering the condenser. Like this, 4. All right, apply. There you go, I got it. My job is done in terms of text. Okay, so far it's good. The graph looks good, but I want to connect these things because the turbine was an isentropic turbine, and the temperature doesn't change or pressure doesn't change in the ideal condenser, and so these two are on top of each other. I'm not worried about it. And the boiler happened, heating happened on a constant pressure line, which is this. That's the constant pressure line. So I can manually add some lines and some arrows. This is what I usually do. You go to this line, all right. Let's just start with 3 to 4. It's supposed to be a vertical line because it's an isentropic turbine, right? Like this, all right? But I want to add an arrow. Double click on whatever you just plotted, like this. Go to properties, and then you get this. I want to show an arrow like this, or this one, whichever works for you. I like the color red. It's no secret that I like red so much. And then type, I can even make it a little thicker like this, and arrow size, if you want to make the arrow size a little bigger, so it would be more obvious, I can do that. And now if I click OK, I get this nice arrow from 3 to 4 isentropic turbine. I can do the same thing from 4 to 1, where I have this. And then you're like, what happened to the arrow? The arrow is just underneath like these two guys. So if you want to actually, show the arrow, you can, have another half line, like it's shorter line on top of the old line somewhere here, like this. That have to be done like this. Let me see if I can do it. All right, let's see if this works. There we go. And this is, and then you can see the arrow. Also, we had the pressure, the constant pressure heating in the boiler, so which goes from 1 to this point pretty much. And it also goes from, this point to this point almost. It's supposed to be better than this, but it's okay. And it says, since this one is kind of a, curve, let me delete this one and make a new one. There you go. I do half because I want to keep the curve like this, and another one from this point to this point. There you go. Now I have my TS diagram for a Rankine cycle. That was a Rankine cycle problem, simple ideal Rankine cycle. The video for the whole solution from the beginning to the end is in the link is in the description. You can watch that video, see where I got my data. But if you already have an array table and you want to create a beautiful property plot, a TS diagram in EES, this is one way to do it. There are other ways to do it probably, but this is my method. So I hope you got something out of this video. And I encourage you to subscribe to this channel because I try to upload one video a day in this area, thermal fluids, things like that. And you have a wonderful day. Thank you.